And we're live. Good evening, everyone. Author D.L. Tillery here, the Mistress of Horror. And tonight I am yet again living your heart. And we will be doing sprints tonight. So a little bit of chatting, a lot of writing, because I have a lot of work to do. Um, so if you are here to write with me, then say hello in the chat. If you're here to just hang, then say hello in the chat. If you are writing, then let me also know what you're working on. You do not have to be working on erotica to be here. I will be writing my erotica short story for the erotica anthology that I will be in. So I need to get to work. I'll give a few minutes before I get started. I like to try to start a few minutes in just to give people enough time to pop on by and see that. So, what's everybody drinking tonight? I'm drinking cranberry juice, so no sugar cranberry juice with water because that's how I roll. Oh my. Da, 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 da. And you also could catch these erotica anthology sprints 11 a.m. either on author Aphrodite Lee's channel, possibly on Dahlia De Winters channel, or on my channel, depending. But you catch them at 11 and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But the next week is our last week because we'll be done with that. But other people will be still sprinting, so keep a lookout for those. Let's see who is here in the chat. Aphrodite's here. She can't be on screen tonight, but she will be in the chat. We're working. Hey, Barrett. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. And thank you for the like. Make sure everyone leave a like because this is how we are found on here. It's important to get likes on YouTube. So, yes. And this what we're doing and why we're doing this is because some of us is in the anthology. We wanted to get the work done together, so we write together to get it done. Some of us not showing up, obviously, but that's everyone writes the way they write. So this was a pretty good idea, I think. I like it. Also, anyone who's writing anything can pop in on these sprints, which is also cool because I've actually finished a few stories because of being on sprints. They're very helpful. Who else is here? Hello, cool gamer. Thanks for popping in. Thank you for joining us tonight. If you're working on something tonight, please drop it in the comments what you're working on. But the funny thing is that I've been writing my short story that I plan to submit for the erotica for the last 2 weeks. And a couple days ago, I was like, I'm not going to make this. I'm not going to make the word count. And of course, you cut words when you do your first edit of your first draft. However, at the most, I will be adding words. And even if I lost some words, it wouldn't be nearly enough to make a difference. I was already at 12,000 words and I wasn't even done. So, yes, this is also my first time writing erotica and putting it out. Though I'm putting it on my pen name because I plan to write erotica. I always did. But my pen name is A Live in Your Heart for my erotica tales. The reason why I have multiple pen names is because I like to separate my categories. And to me, that makes sense. I don't have pens because I plan on hiding who I am or anything like that. I have pens for categories. So, like my adult books for the category adult, DL Tillery, no matter what genre it is. Then my children books from children, middle grade to YA, will be under Freya Ravenwood. And my erotica tales will be under Love in Your Heart. It makes it really simple for my readers to be able to separate them. You know what I mean? Anyway, so we're going to start the first sprint in about 1 minute. It could be less than that. Actually, we're going to start right now because my computer clock has let off by a minute, but my phone clock is correct. I don't know what's that about. Anyway, let's see if anyone else popped up in the chat. Hello, SD. Thank you. Yes, make all the friends with the like button. I would appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get ready for the first sprint. We're going to jump on a 20. So that means we will come back at 7:25. I will put a banner up here for you so you'll know when to come back. But what I'm first working on, I need to finish the outline for the story that I will be submitting. because I decided not to go with that, and I'm going to turn that into a whole series. Yay. So I am going to go ahead and get my document ready, and you can go ahead and sprint. I'm going to mute out, and I'm going to put up a banner for you. So return back to the screen. Do not close this out. Do not do that. And return to the screen after you're writing at 7:25 promptly. Ooh, but I'm just going to put 25 up there because we're all in different time zones, let's say. And hi, RC. Yeah, working. I know, boo. Alrighty, see you in 20 minutes. Go ahead and write. And we're back. That is time. How did everyone do who is working on whatever they're working on? I managed to finish outlining the first act, which my first act has 6 scenes. So that is the first act. And we shall see that if I can get the second act and the third act done in the next sprint. I'm going to see how far I can get, because at least if I have the entire outline done, I can just jump right into the writing. So let's see what happens. It might take me the next sprint and part of the third sprint, but we'll see. I don't know. So we shall see what happens. I don't know. All right, let's check the chat and see what everyone is doing. Yeah, I know that one. Aphrodite deadline is Saturday. Oh, yeah. SD said finish adding some text to initial screen and video. Okay, cool. You're editing video. Yeah, I know that feeling. Do I know how it ends? I've been playing with that in my head, so we'll see. I always know the ending, usually, before I finish my outline. But I have wrote the ending, but I don't know if I want to stick with it or not. So there's that. I did mention earlier that I'm not sure. So I'm not sure if I want to stick with it or not. So we'll see. I'm trying to decide, since it's I just don't know. We'll see. I do not know. I'm in here listening to Ed Sheeran. That's why I'm popping all around my chair. Because I love me some Ed Sheeran. So I have my Ed Sheeran playlist on. Because he has a lot of good romance and passion-based songs and upbeat stuff too. So sometimes I put on my Ed Sheeran music when I'm doing my outlines for my romance or erotica stuff. So that's what I was listening to. We are going to start the next sprint in 2 minutes, or probably a minute and a half. Always, as they said, me to always know the ending before it leaves my mind to hit the outline. Yep, facts. It really helps. But I do lose outline because I like discovery writing. Technically, I mean, everybody outlines differently. Everyone does. But to me, an outline is only what it says. There's going to be discovery writing no matter what. You know what I mean? Because the outline does not, I mean, in some people's cases it might, but it doesn't give the whole story. It's just this scene, or the start of a scene, or the topic of the scene, so to speak. Even some people do chapter based ones or whatever. So technically all of it's discovery, because your character's personalities are going to develop, and it's going to change stuff that you may not have wrote in the outline anyway. But yeah, I'm with you on that. You looking for your pasta? Yeah, he is. I like a lot of different types of music. My top music style is not Ed Sheeran's style, but I do like Ed Sheeran stuff for that reason. Because I'm a metalhead, so I'm metal and alternative rock and goth music predominantly is my playlist. And but since I'm a dancer, that's how I came across Ed Sheeran way back when he started, because I use pop music and old types of music for my dance. But I really like his voice and his sound, so he's really good. After I said, for those, make sure I'm not going to be too far behind. I'm about to start in a minute, or in a few seconds. For this one, I wasn't sure because I had 2 possible endings, but as I have been writing, I made my decision. Usually that's what happened. I should listen to my husband Rain. His hips motivate me. Yeah, I'm with you. It's very motivating. I had a mentor in college, SD says, a published writer who had me write outlines with all character motivations and ending emotions for each scene. It was really in depth and way more than I liked. That's why I said every writer does their outlines differently. My outline does not consist of all that. I may have notes sometimes to a scene in one of the acts or something like that that I think is very important for me to recall while I'm doing the writing. But I don't do all that. I usually do scene based. Like I would write a line that said the character, starts off in the woods or something like that. So you get the scene variant of where it's open enough to get me to lead to the next thing. It doesn't give the whole breakdown of what's going to occur because I don't always know that. So my outline is literally what it says. But some people go into great detail. I heard DL, he likes to his is like a book almost, like the whole book when he outlines. So it's very interesting how different writers do different things. But yeah. Yeah, that is like way beyond outline. Yeah, I agree with that for reals. Yeah, it really is because the word outline, that's not an outline. With all those details, in my opinion, that's not what the word states. You're probably doing something else. You're doing like partial, more, not the draft, but it's kind of like the step before the draft if you were going to do that. But I don't know, collection of thoughts for the book. It's really weird. Anyway, yeah, it is synopsis territory. That's what that is going into, right? But my mentor is a great author, Rachel Alpert. Yeah, it's like it's not even like relevant, if they were a good author or writer or not, because just like all of us have our own ways to do things. So if we mentor someone, it depends on how we mentor as well. So if we mentor someone and teach them the way we do things, that's fine because that's expected. Usually when I would mentor someone, and I've mentored quite a many people, rather that was in dance or writing, I would mentor them and teach them the things that I learned along the way. But then I would always inclined that they need to definitely form their own way to work with what I gave them. So whatever you felt is best, which I'm sure most mentors do say that anyway. But yeah, it's kind of like like you wrote that and wrote that way, then you kind of like, well, this part works better for me with the knowledge that I learned from her. So yeah, her writing is good. True Sure could never do the outline to her standard. Yeah, well, because that's the way she did it. But she offered great advice on my actual right. Yep. It's nice to have that. I used to do the same thing. Yeah, I did say the cool thing. After I said nothing wrong with doing that, but that's not an outline. Yeah, I agree. Some people call it, but it's not really because you'd have to change the word because that would change the definition. But okay. I used to do the same thing. The cool thing is we all have a process that works for us. That's what I love about writers' facts because you gotta have like the change up. All right, so we can go ahead and jump in on now next sprints because we want to get a lot of work done tonight. So if you do write something in the chat, I will read when I come back. We're going to do 30 minutes. So let's just come back at 8 o'clock because it's 3 minutes in already. So let's just come back at 8 o'clock. Let's see how much we can get done in a 30-minute sprint. And then we will see where we are. I'm going to do my best to do both acts. Let's see what happens. Okay. Let's see what happens. I don't know. I'm going to say 30 minutes. I might be able to. All right. And go. See you at 8 o'clock or 00, since your hour could be different than mine. Happy writing. Hey y'all, I just wanted to pop in because I'm in Maryland and there is a tornado watch and it's severe thunderstorms right now. So yeah, if my power goes out or blinks out, then it'll be nothing I can do, believe that. So make sure if you are in my area or getting severe thunderstorms, constantly save your work because you don't know when your computer's gonna go out. So if you see me blank out, that will be why out of my control. If that is the case, then hopefully we get to do one more sprint before something like that would happen. But I am in a good area where my power is underground, but we do have like flickers sometimes, and that will be enough to knock my power out. So I just want to come back, pop in, and let you know that if that happens, yeah, I will try to be back once my power will come back in stably. So you will get a notice of that. So just wanted to say that real quick. See ya at 8 o'clock. And that's time. Oh, how did everyone do? That was a long one. That was a long one. Oh my. I managed to finish the whole outline. Like the whole outline. So gave me pat on the back because I did only have like the first two scenes written when I started. So, and I have 3 acts and I have 17 scenes. So, yay. I really got into it and it turns out well. And I decided on the ending, though it was kind of decided already. Yes. Anyway, that is outlined, ready to go. Notes that were actually yesterday, I think my notes were done, so that's all together. How did everyone else do again? Got the SD said, got ball, got B roll for my video done, uploaded a video for Premiere, sending an email. Cool, good job. Good job. Let me go back and read the comments. Did I miss anything? Did I miss anyone popping in? I probably did. Let me see here. We got hi Nadira. We doing good. Everyone saying hello. And Nadira's working on rewrites and edits on her first novel. That's always exciting. Yeah, I feel you. My storm started raging, rained a lot, calmed down, rained again, thunderstorm. Now it's calm again. I don't hear anything. So it's calm again. We'll see if it stays that way. I didn't have any blinks or anything, but that's good. But I said our power's underground out here in Carroll County, so at least on this side, anyway. Um, yes, very exciting for the first draft. Yes, I will. We had one tornado out here in Carroll County many moons ago, and where I used to live here in Carroll County before I moved this way was close to the PA line. And a tornado actually did touch down right in my neighborhood and took out one of my neighbor's houses, took out some of my other neighbor's trees, and dissipated. Was gone just like that. You could hear the train sound and everything was right across the road. Granted, we were at a good more distance than where I currently live, as far as like the single family homes distances. But listen, scary stuff. We were in the basement. My mom and little brother were like, they hear the train sound, was like, we better get downstairs. As he said, we had a tornado last night, touched down several streets over. Hubby and I were up till 2 a.m. until it passed. Yeah, you got to stay up because you got to be alert. I'm telling you that. Yeah, the Texas, I know, Nadira. More power you, girl. Like, I know people end up living where they born at and stuff too. I don't know if you were born in Texas, but like, listen, I would not. Someplace I would not move. I would not move to Texas. I would not move to Florida. I would not move to any state that has like tornadoes on a regular. Like, they like, we have tornado season. No. Well, they'd be like, we have hurricane season. I'm like, no. Like, I would be like, no. Or like California. I'm sorry, I would never live in California. It'd be like, we have fire brush season. Like, no. This is probably why I'm just going to stay in Maryland because we do have weird weather sometimes, but hindsight is that like we don't none of that's going to happen too often. We do get a tornado once in a while, but very rarely. Mind that we may get a really bad snow every once in a while, but rarely. Like it seems to be just the most calmest, even though it's got some crazy weather. But you hardly deal with that only when it's transitioning from winter to spring, and the rest of it's pretty basic to its season. So I'm staying right where I'm at. I'm just telling you. It was crazy of late. Yeah, it is crazy of late. Like cold and hot, but that's expected of Maryland at least. I mean, I'll take that over tornadoes and hurricanes, floods, and all that other stuff. Maryland has been upside down for weeks now. Yep, now tornado watch, waiting for earthquake announcements. That's a funny one. Oh, earthquakes is another one. Let's see everybody else is on. We're gonna start the next sprint. Actually, I'm gonna start in a few minutes. Let's see. Let me read the rest of the comments first, and then if it's still time, I'll start. So I was looking up my bus route in case I have to ride a bus next week. Oh, girl, I hope not. Like, listen, oh, I mean, hopefully it don't fall through. Who people say they gonna take you? Like, and you need to. I mean, I get mad on live stream. I'm hoping tomorrow 9 a.m. CST sprints on my channel. 3 p.m. intro to the first AuthorTube writing conference, and 4 p.m. next SPTT author interview. Cool, cool. I mean, that's a lot. I'm sure you can handle it, Estito. You are a fireball. Yeah, I know, Aphrodite. Please, like, we'll talk. Yeah, that's some bull. Like, somebody better come through and tell us what about. Okay, you're gonna catch up on the rewatch. All right, get some rest. Text me if Jeremy already showed up or what time he's going to, so you got your what you needed. Yeah, she'll make it. She'll make the deadline. She'll manage it. So we're gonna go ahead and just jump back in on another sprint. If you're ready to go, and I think we're going to do another. Let's see, what should we do? I guess we can do another 30 because that will bring us to 8:40. I probably would just, yeah, I would just say we're going to return at 40 after. So it's already about 8 minutes in. So might as well just run into that. Let me go ahead and get a ticker going. He took too long. I had to go to work. Okay. But, okay. I mean, your daughter-in-law can still bring something, right? Is she working too? Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Like, somebody should be dropping you something off. I'm just, let me not get mad. Anyway, but yeah, let's go ahead and do the next sprint, um, and see where we are in a little bit. Yeah, I know. Good night, sweetie. Thank you. All right, let's get some work done, everyone. I'll go ahead and put the banner up so we know what time to return. Again, we're going to return it at 40 after. That was bringing to the bottom of the hour. We will chat for a few minutes to see where everyone is at who is here. And I will go ahead and get started on the first part of the draft. Wish me luck. All right. And that's time. My internet is acting funky because of the storm, so my signal is. And that's time. Oh, look at me not being muted on my YouTube. My internet is acting funky because that freaking storm is just raging, so my internet signal keeps weakening here and there. So if you see my video quality go down because it's a live stream, but the live stream would be fine if it wasn't for the storm. Anyway, how did everyone do? I didn't give any words, shockingly, for the longevity of that sprint, but it is a start of the draft, so I expect it to be a little, slower to start. That's usually how I am when I first start my drafts, so I'm not too surprised by that. So I only got about 215 words, which is low for me for 30 minutes. But it's still words nonetheless, and the new story is started. But it's off to a good start. It's like a spot where you have decided which POV to be in, but you are in the back of your questioning, should you switch it? But I'm not going to. I'm going to stick with what I decided because I think, considering the perspective of how the story works, I don't really see, if I pick one of the characters' point of view, that it'll work well for the ending. So I'm going to just stick with third person perspective with the narrator. So I'm going to just do that because that seems to work best for me for this story. But that being said, 215 words isn't bad. But again, for 30 minutes, I should have probably gotten well more than that because I can generally, when I'm in the throes of the story, usually can write way more than that in 15 or 20 minute sprint. So we'll see. Anyway, about that. I'll check and see who's here still and who's working on what. SD is still working on the video. Good job. It's good to get that done. I have my podcast that I do once a month, my author writers podcast, where it's just me talking and I don't really have the video up. I just have I have my camera up and I usually just do like a long talk or whatever, like podcast style, like if it was on the radio kind of thing. So my pictures up there with like my background, but I have to still record it, the rest of it, because I'm late with it. So it's going to kind of fall into April's podcast. So I might end up having two podcasts for April because I have to catch up with the March podcast because I've been so busy with writing that I didn't record it earlier enough like I usually do. So that's why it's not out yet. But yeah, so here we go with this story. I don't when the rough starts, let me tell you. Yay, and Dara's still here. So, I mean, it's going all right. Like, I think the reason why also like the beginning was rough to start is because you kind of have to figure out how the narration is going to come together, even though you have your outline, but you have to figure out how the narration is going to come together at first, and then you get the feel for it, so to speak, for the specific story. So it's rough, but it's very narrative. Look like it's going to be narrative, except for once the characters come into place. I like dialogue and my stuff, so it starts off in a narration type of way, and then goes into the characters speaking because of the dialogue coming into. But yes, it's very interesting. Anyway, but I think it's still a good start. At least I have something to start with here. It's just the first draft deadline that I have to do. So I'm not like beating myself up about it. But since I am starting late because I had to cut out away from my other story, sadly, because it's just too big for this. So yeah, it wouldn't work. So let's get back to work. If anyone wants to give, like, if they're writing, give numbers in the chat if you would like, or not, or whatever you're working on, you can say. And we're going to go ahead and start another timer. Let's do a... I think we're at like 8:45, so let's do a 15, just so we can bring ourselves to 9 o'clock and see what we do. Just a quick warm up. Also, if you're sitting for a while, try to get up and run to the bathroom and get something to drink. I'm probably going to run to the bathroom, so I'll be 5 minutes of myself because I got to go upstairs for that, and then 10 minutes in writing. So see you at the top of the hour. I will put a timer up so you know when to return. I just wanted to pop back in real quick and let everybody know that it's going to be the last sprint for the evening because it'll be sprinting for about 2 hours, and I do have to run after that. So get your last 15 minutes and see what we can do before we wrap up tonight. And there we go. The time is over. We are at my time, 9 o'clock. And we are at the top of the hour. Let me know how you did, if you did work on anything else. See what everyone said in the comments. Okay, good night, Nadira. Thanks for writing with us. Have a good night. I'll see you next time. I am going to call it a night. I did do about another 200 words. I'm in the rhythm because 15 minutes, 200 words is normal for me. I usually, if I'm really in it, I can do a lot more than that, even at 15. So we'll see what I do tomorrow. We won't be back on the sprinting live until Monday. So let's see what kind of work we all do over the next couple of days. We have the whole weekend to work on our projects. I probably will need all of next week to finish mine now that I have started over near the end. But this one is going to go pretty smoothly because of the way I did this one, and I made it more simple on myself. Okay. So I'm not worried. I will meet my deadline. So I have until next Saturday to turn in my first draft. So I should finish about midweek. I'm really not worried. But yeah, SD says still working on your video. Yay, good job, SD. Push it out. Oh, of course, anytime. I'm probably going to try to start doing more sprints even after the I finish doing the first draft of the anthologies. I have a lot of projects coming up, so I might just start doing multiple sprints a week just so I can make sure I get my writing done. Because when I sprint, I tend to do more work. It's camp time. Okay, cool. Maybe I'll do like some videos relatable to Nano just for some people on here who follow me, so that way they can do some with me. But I don't really do Nano, and I think that's the camp Nano, maybe. That's starting soon. I have to check the dates, but yeah, I might do that just so I could get some writing in with everybody and jump in some other sprints and streams when I'm not doing that. But anyway, wish me luck on this project, and I will hopefully get it done by next week. So yeah, I figured. Yep. Okay. Cool. I heard about it being soon, but yeah, I think I'll probably use it to get some work done. It's always good. Push, push, push. Those help you go. So, and I'm doing live sprints on my channel or other channels almost every day in April. Cool. Yeah, every day is good. I write every day, but I don't usually get on the internet and sprint every day. But if you're going to be sprinting, the days that I'm not going to be streaming anything, if I do manage to do that after this one project is done, then if not, I'll just jump over there with you. No biggie. All right, thanks for coming, everyone, and I will see you on Monday, either on probably on Aphrodite Lee's channel in the evening, because it's hard for me to do the daytime streams because I work during the day, and roughly sometimes I'm lucky enough to have a day off during the week, depending on the week. So sometimes you'll see me on the daytime ones, but mostly in the evening. So next week we will be streaming Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And Tuesday's supposed to be one on Dahlia's channel in the morning, and then the night one's supposed to be on my channel on Tuesdays, and Aphrodite Lee's channel on Mondays 11 and 7, and then Thursdays from 11 and 7. So I'll see you there or see you here. But either way, keep on writing and stay scared. Good night, everyone.